When I was born, a miracle dropped off in a prayerful mother's arms. My somewhat senile grandfather exclaimed, "She got a whole lot of hair." Daddy, he's a boy. His name is Jeremiah. She got a whole lot of hair. Later, she took me to church. Thankfully laid me out upon an altar unaware her gift was a time machine, that DNA has a way of sequencing the past into a present. When I was growing up, February wasn't just Black History Month. It was Family History Month. My father would proudly begin with Channing Phillips as the first Black man to earn a national presidential nomination from a major party. Then continue with more relics of an ancient time to children while watching Eyes on the Prize. But now as an adult, I'm finding it's easier to tell my story in future with the DNA sequencer than any horoscope. Even on the night of a super blue blood moon lunar eclipse, I know these inherited scales on my skin will have more meaning. I realize it is in my mother's reactions, how shocked she is that I stand and eat cold ravioli or leftovers like her father once did. How my current office at Mission Control Center is across the hallway from the lab my father brought his kids to work 25 years ago. My mother is a visionary. Her faith is a superpower. Her eyes can see what the world can't fathom. Is it any wonder that I am a builder? She started the first Black church in the Clear Lake area. My parents have warned how skin color can make your accomplishments invisible. How Edison created a light bulb but needed a Black man to create the filament. How my great-grandfather helped discover the method for plasma transfusions, but at least they have Beckford Drive named after him in North Carolina. My father and I have both earned NASA's highest award. Black excellence isn't just a hashtag, it's an expectation. February becomes a time capsule. When Martin Luther King visited a Payne's church, how my father missed prom because of KKK bomb threats, how my mother recalls as the daughter of a lawyer leaving the National Zoo because colored bathrooms were broken. This Afro-sporting Black Panther sees her son participating at Prairie View in marches to vote, relives how to properly shape a crown with a pick and a silk scarf. You think my rebellion doesn't come from an escaped slave? My prophecy, generation of preachers. My tutelage, a legend of teachers and poets. My service, a lawyer partner that worked for thank yous and homemade pies. My anger is an atomic bomb inherited by my grandmother. A heart attack, the mushroom cloud remains of her last argument. My broken fist have felt the effects of nuclear fallout. After Cuban Missile Crisis sessions with a therapist, I have learned to swallow thermonuclear triggers into a smile. I'm all the hope and struggle of my ancestors. Even as smart as my grandfather was, he drank to ease the eternal pain in his back. A hazed veteran that pledged in college. My mother horrified when she found out I had line brothers, but it wasn't the fraternity that created an Arlington cemetery worth of downed spirits in my kitchen. I don't know what eternal fire is quenched by bourbon, but the more I find out about myself, the more I know I don't need to look at the stars for guidance, but just how black the night sky is.